video on the Conway Cruiser. It's a 1995 and we're gonna put the cruiser trailer tent, folding camper up for everybody to see. We have removed the cover, transport cover, and exposed the tent, and the sides are folded over like so, so we have a nice neat corner. First thing to do is to fold it down so that we're down the side like so, and be entertained by the curious cat. Thank you. The next step is to come to the rear. This is where the reg plate would be, and separate the roof. Put your hand underneath, lift it up and waft some air inside. Same with the next rail. Lift it up, just give it a bit of movement. This trailer tent has been sat over winter with its transport cover on and a winter breathable cover. Go around to the front. This is the front, and again we'll just give it a bit of movement around the front. Just to get a bit of air in there. Not being so flat. And then we're on to the next stage. The next stage is to grab the handle, which is at the back, with your handbrake on so the trailer can't move. And with any luck, if you give it a good tug, sometimes you've got to put your foot on the back, it will start. As we can see, it is just all that. You can see that the back is going up. All we've got to do is give it a good pull, as far out as it will go. See under there, that's one of the beds. Well, we've basically pulled it out. It's on runners, and it is a good idea to have these runners with a little bit of light silicone oil of some sort, just to aid pulling it out. This one was a bit stiff, but it has been sat for the winter. So we pull that out. We will go round to the front. You can see now we've got half of the trailer up. We've still got the legs down. If it was on a campsite, we would have put the legs down, positioned it where we wanted it to be, put all four legs down, and it definitely won't be moving then. But as we're on concrete, we're going to position it. Now going to pull this handle here and get hold of this, and we are going to pull this one out as far as it'll go. There we go, as far as it'll go, and we are up in the air. So the next thing we will do is go inside, and there are some pins to stop these beds falling back. Got the door open now. Cat exploring. So we will get to the pins. We will lock this pole in position and this pole by simply clicking it straight. At the moment you can see settees, the hob and the sink, hinges over onto this. The drain goes out of that hole. This is the storage cupboard, which is on the slider. Again, that's on a hinge. Step inside, hinge it over, slide it on top of this 3-drawer cupboard. We'll show you that shortly. This here is another cupboard. We have the steps, and the way that we've done it is that everything is flat as we can get it, including the cat shortly, so that when we put it down, we'll go to the front and we will slide it in, and that will come to the center, and we would slide the back in, and that will come into there. Will slide over everything. This is all factory fitted. They will slide both in, and that will get us the trailer back again. You can see we keep it all flat. Nothing is sitting above the bed line, because the beds obviously are coming in. You can get quite a bit of stuff in here. You can get the awning in here. We've got 2 awnings for this. The poles, various things can go in here, but on the whole, the cupboards have got stuff in them, camping stuff. There's extension leads, hookup lead, the battery, leisure battery is also in there. We've got water canisters in here. We've got wastewater. We've got an aqua roll, duvets. Under these, we've obviously got the other side of this little settees, which also makes a bed, and then under here we've got cupboards again. So there's plenty of room to put stuff in, and we'll get to that shortly. But for the moment, we will be locating the pins, and I will show you. Well, the pins go in there. It's just 4 pins which we keep in the drawers. Pull the bed out, locate the hole, drop the pin. That'll stop the beds from sliding backwards. So that's the next job. These are the 4 pins. So we'll grab a pin. We've got a hole. Wasn't that one? It was this one. There's the bed runner. So we'll drop the pin through here, and there's another hole just in the bottom, and do it that way. That's it. Pins are in, so the bed can't come past the pin. And we'll do one on this side, which is the door side. I'm at the door, this is there, and we'll do one here on this side, and then when we're able to get in, we'll go round and we'll do one over there and the one on there, just now, just to keep it secure. Just climbing a little bit. Have to be a little bit of a climber in the camping world. A little bit more. A little bit more on it. That's it. That's it. And we're in. So the beds are secure, they won't slide back in. If you didn't put them in, you didn't have them, you move it, it's just gonna fall back down to it, down to the beginning. So that's it. So next one, come outside and you can see. Nice little unit, really. This is we've got this. It's a zip door, and then we have half a door as well. Half caravan, half trailer tent. Sorry, folding camper. That's it. Right. On to the next bit. Next bit, we're going to support the beds. The beds are overhanging the trailer, like this, at the moment. So they're just sort of in fresh air. We've got 4 poles. These are the only poles that you need, apart from the awning, should you want to put it up. But two short poles, which are straight. And then we've got 2 larger poles for the back. and these two short ones go at the front. They've got hooked ends. This end isn't hooked, this end is. So go round to the front and we get underneath. See the bed boards here, edge of the trailer here, and we've got a hook. So we put the flat end in there, and then what I do is I just put my head on the board. A bit difficult. And sorry about the camera work, I'm doing it one-handed. And it's in. That and this one. Same on the other side. Hook the hook in. Lift the bedboard up. Like that. I'm using my head. And it's in. So this bed is supported and will take 2 adults, no problem. 2 kiddies, 2 adults, no problem whatsoever. That's the way it's done, and it's the same at the rear. The 2 big bars, they are bent, they're bent on purpose. Again, round the back, under there we have a hole. We put the straight end into the hole there. Lift the bedboard up. I'm using my head again. And it's in. Same on this side. In the slot. In the slot. Although I did just knock that one out. Unfortunately, I just knocked it out. There we go. In there. That's it. I'm using my head, one hand, obviously with a camera in my hand. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. These are the skirts for the side, and they simply just hook over just to tidy it up a bit. Not these clips here. And just like that. And all it does is it brings in the side. If it does rain, which I'm sure it will, it just allows to drip straight off. Same on the other side, all 4 corners, and then we'll be on to the next step. Okay, bed supports are in. These have now been just hooked over on the elastics, all around the beds, apart from, same at the back, apart from it not being in position where we want it to be. We would have had the 4 support legs down, but we'll put them down when we move it into position, which is going to be further up the driveway. So the next bit will be the inside. Once we've got the legs down, I'll show you that. We'll do that from the inside. As soon as I've pushed the unit, it's easy to move it about. Even with the tent up, it's not difficult. It'll easily roll into position. So we'll roll it a bit further up the drive because we can't leave it in the middle of the drive. We need access. and we'll put all this lot up, which is the exciting bit. So just a note, while we're at the towing end, we've got breakaway cable, got the hitch, we've got the socket for the reg plate, we've got a socket to charge the batteries on the move if you've got double sockets, got the handbrake, and we've got the jockey wheel. So what we'll do is we will let the brake off. The brake's off. I've got one hand on it. I've got a little bit of help at the back. But we're just going to move it up the driveway. And into position. Brakes on. So these are the steady legs which need to be down. Just pop that one down. We're on concrete, we're pretty level. Obviously you can adjust these if you're leaning one way or another. It's got feet on. Some people put a bit of wood underneath as well, pieces of cut wood, but it's easy enough. Literally turn the leg and the leg comes down, and then we'll reach the floor. Well, grease these. You can see the trailer just moves a bit. Also, with this, which you keep in the white box at the front, we've got this, which is the spare wheel, which is nicely tucked under there. And whilst I'm here, you can see it's sort of darkish wood. It's dry, it's fine. Galvanised chassis. The legs, all alright. A few spiders. There are brakes on it. When you brake, it brakes. But yeah, it's all working fine. So that's underneath. We'll go around the front and we'll put the other two legs down. Okay, so I've picked it up. We're on this rail and basically we're sliding it and we're on. That's that. And then we'll undo the press stud, fold that back over. But we've now got a cupboard with many things in. But it's all dry, it's all good. And we have the original socket here, and it simply plugs into this little socket here. And what that does when we put the battery on is one thing only. It just gives us a night light off the battery. No other power needed. As long as the battery's on and it's switched on, which I'll show you, that light will come on. These sockets, and there are other sockets around, but these sockets will only work when we're using electric hookup on a campsite. If we're not on a campsite and we want to go wild camping or without electric hookup, really, unless we've got power banks, solar panel or some sort, the only power that we will have is this light. And when we put the sink up, we will have, this is the pedal, and you push it, you press it with your foot, and it will pump the water into the sink from the outside. They are the two electrical items that are fitted into this. It is a 1995 model. The fridge is reluctant to work on electric. It'll wipe the battery out very quickly. The fridge really does work best with electric hookup, and I think most people want electric hookup. There is a little pin here, and there's a fridge inside, a little ice box, and this fridge will work okay, but really on an electric hookup. Got a thermometer in there so we can see, but so we'll get to that later. It will use gas, but we don't really want a flame going at the back of the unit. There's various things here. All these do work, and it will work on gas, but we don't want to work it on gas. So the next thing we'll do is we'll move some of these things. These are the cushions, and there's a few bits underneath. We'll move these bits out of the way, and we will put the sink over on its hinges. This is the waste. We want this down that hole, and that'll take it outside. And we just basically want to swing this over so that it locates in that hole there, and that'll give us the sink and the grill. Do that next. We've got hold of the sink, we're lifting it up, and here we've got this, which we lift out. Just ease it down. And then this end here, we've got to slide it up.
And not do that.
Yeah, we've got to slide it over. I've got this piece of wood here, and it slides in like that. So, could do with an assistant really. And then this end, we'll lift it up like that. Excuse me a second. Put that down and drop it in to the hole. And then we've got this pipe here. Mustn't forget that, otherwise your water will be coming out of there. And all you do is put it in there. And that will drain. Difficult to see, but it'll go out the back and it'll go into your wastewater can, which we can show you later. Little cupboard. Some old boxer matches there, some other bits, and a grill. There's a grill under there. On it. There's two hobs. So stick that up there. There is a piece that goes on the side. Obviously you can light it when we switch the gas on. And under here I've got the nice sink, the tap. Water will come out of here when we connect the battery and the water, and we press the pedal and it will pump out. Little plug, little bit there. So that's that. We'll come to that, connecting that up shortly. Okay, so on the fridge and the sink side, this will be a settee shortly when we put the cushions back on. We've got two sockets here, which again will work on electric. And under the cupboard I've just put the battery back in, which has been on a trickle charger. It's a 90 amp battery. And we have plus and minus, and all we do is a part of the wiring. Got the fuse box there. We put the minus on. The main is fused and fused to the box. We put the plus on. So we take these off when we're travelling. Drop them off. Job's a good one for on the back of the car. Get to where you want to be. Plus and minus, black and red, and that will work shortly. But if we go over to the little light which is plugged in, wait for it, fantastic little night light, and really that light, the water pump, is all you're going to get off that battery, but that's what we need. When we use electric hookup, which is on a socket on the outside, this will glow red, and I think I've already left it on, but we'll find out shortly. But if it doesn't glow red, we flick the switch and then it'll glow red, and that'll show you that we've got 240 electric, so we can use whatever we want, such as we've got a little heater there, we have got a little camping light, this is part of a bin, got a bowl in there, radio, we've got a light that we can hang up in the ceiling somewhere, we can hang it on here. In here, this bucket, we've got wastewater pipe and the water pump. One end will go in the bucket, this end will go into the trailer tent. That will suck up water out of the aqua roll, which is outside. Press that a few times and we'll have water coming out of the tap, which we just use for washing, etc. Drinking water, we'll use bottles, but for campsites we'll just use that for washing your hands, whatever. We'll get to that later. So that's the battery. The battery is in, we'll have that, and we've got the light. And the next thing, once we shut that, you can see that there, we've got the two cushions, and put these on here for a second. We've got the bases, there's one base, we can put the other base in, camp in this, put this one here, like so, this one here, so, if anyone's interested, cat's loving it. And we've got a settee, one here, and we have a table, and the table will sit on there. Sorry, the table will sit on there. It will also sit on here, and what it allows you to do is use the table and to bring these across, so then you've got, if you want, another bed. We've got a bed there, we can have a kiddie's bed or something here, and we've got another bed here. So you can get quite a few people in here if you want. And with the awning, you might be wondering what this is. It's just a little table to put your brew on. That's all it is. Sit down, put your brew on. There for the sink, just to keep it up to stop the lid from shutting. Well, yeah. Storage under there. So on to the next bit. Okay, this will round up. I think we'll do 2 parts. this will sort of round up the first part. We're all up and secure, and this was the other little cupboard on this side, which is various, pretty empty. There's a few bits in there, and we've got 3 drawers here, various bits and bats in. Essential little gas lighter there, and this one here, yeah, this one folds down. Electric hookup cable, and I've got a socket there to power up this from a normal socket in my garage, so I can reduce it from the camping socket to a 240. So I will hook up that shortly, maybe in the next part. And I've done most of it myself. It's camping. Got the curtains, there's curtains for here, there's curtains for here. Got the curtains here. We have there is sleeping pods to put up yet, which are these. It's folded down. You can fold it all the way neat, so that will clip up on these. And it'll have a zip and some doors. Cozy. I've got curtains for that window. All the windows are good. It's all dry, considering it's been raining all winter. It's decent enough. No smells, no rot, nothing like that. So all these will go up. We have these round clips, and they just clip onto. Basically, you just pull them up. Yeah, and they go up like this, and they just clip up. But we'll do that shortly. We'll probably wash all the stuff that you can take out. We'll give it a once over. Yeah, it's a nice little unit. 1995, built decent. You know, got no holes. It's never been waterproofed. Don't need to waterproof it. Canvas will correct itself once it's had a bit of damp on it. It'll stretch, and it'll shrink, and it'll stretch, and all the fibres will be tight again. And you know, you're going to get a bit of marks where the canvas is rubbing over these Conway. You know, it's just to keep it all in place when it falls down. Well, you can wipe these marks off, but just little bits of white mark off this cord. But totally solid, totally sturdy. You have some good haulers in this. We've had this for years, but family's grown up. Time to let somebody else have a good go with it. But I don't think there's any videos really of these being put up, and I'm hoping it'll be helpful to someone to sort of see what it is that you get. Is it better than a tent? Definitely. Does it take ages to set up? Well, 2 people, not really. It's part of camping. Well worth doing. Particularly hard. Just need to do it in a thoughtful manner, and then done it a couple of times. It's easy enough. But this thing tows fantastic. You'd never know it were there when it's on the back. You can still see out your back window. Average car, 1.6. Any car really, something like that. Bearing in mind you've got to stick to the speed limit. Doesn't wobble, doesn't move about. Don't overload it too much. Don't want to be getting stopped off the police. But you can take all your gear. I've seen people put bikes on the back and all sorts. Anyway, hope you find it helpful. I will come back to you with a second video. Cheers for now.